It's an honor and my privilege to present this in front of the August gathering. The scope of the presentation is as shown. Coming to the world shipbuilding scenario, what you can see in the graph is the new orders that is towering above what are the completion and the order book details of the shipyards. This data is up to 2006, but then the reflection on 2008 is no different, which simply means that there are no sufficient shipyards to handle the total load of shipbuilding that exists today in the market. Looking at the long-term trends in the market share, it's visible that in the 70s and 80s, it was Europe and Japan that had shared almost 60, 70, 80% of the load of shipbuilding. Today the trend is different, and the trend towards China taking a deep leap somewhere in the 2030s is what has been projected. Where does India stand? India comes somewhere in this other, quite about 0.3% of the world shipbuilding load. The national policy which says that we are attempting to make it 3% by the end of 2012. With this, I'll come to my introduction. Shipbuilding industry has been through a lean phase through the 90s, which has affected not only the Indian shipyard, but globally, leading to closure of many shipyards in the US and Europe. The only exception being that of Japan and Korea. The 21st century has seen a boom in the industry with rise in orders, not only in new ships, both in the replacing the existing fleet and to enhance the existing fleet. The warship building program in India has also seen a resurgence. The defense public sector shipyards are flush with orders that can sustain them for at least for next 15 years. However, the slump in the 90s and the government order in reduction of manpower in this public sector had taken two paralytic effects on these yards. One is the loss of skilled manpower. Second is inadequate upgradation of facilities. The need thus arose to outsource part of the work in order to meet the schedules, stay competitive by reducing cost, and also as a long-term corporate strategy to focus on shipyards' core competencies while simplifying organizational structures and reducing overhead costs associated with facilities and capital investment. What are the reasons for outsourcing? From a theoretical perspective, there are four compelling factors. One is cost minimization or value maximization, resource access, superior resource leverage, and risk diversification that drive an organization to opt for outsourcing. The outsourcing decision is also based on core and non-core activities that determine which activities need to be retained in-house and which are to be purchased from the market. However, in an extremely competent global market, there exists a very thin demarcation defining core and non-core activities. Also, the outsourcing decision taken by the authorities of an organization is based on estimation of economic cost and benefits and on the assumption that transactions are carried out to the optimum ability of the organization in drawing and enforcing proper contracts. This last part which I spoke, being susceptible to ignorance of market player behavior, thus becoming the key determining element in the success of any decision. The reasons for outsourcing varies across regions as visible in the slide. This is a data which I got for US, UK and Europe, UK, US and the European Union. It's visible from here that the US and in the US and UK shipyard, the basic consideration is for cost reduction, cheaper than in-house labor.